Before we actually continue, though, we're gonna watch some of these character stories. Anna and Milo. Speaking of Anna, let's go to Anna first. Because Anna's got one in here I really want to see. Anna searched for answers to our parents and never seen more that's on.
Under this tree.
This here's the land of the Jax clan. Or used to be, more like. That clasp on your chest, that's their sigil, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a memento from my parents. Or so I was told.
Aye, now that I'm looking for it, I can see the resemblance. Same silvery hair and everything. Villages near here met with a pretty terrible fate. They begged the armies to spare their fields. The only one who listened was one of House Wolfort's bannermen. No one was surprised, big war hero that he was. But by the time we got here, the Jax had been all but exterminated. He was digging graves for the dead, enemy and all. A hero and a gentleman he was. Names on the tip of my tongue.
Benedict.
Aye, that was it. Do you know the man? I'd like you to pass on my gratitude, if you do.
Thanks for showing me the way.
Your coin's all the thanks I require. If that's all you'll be needing me for, I'll leave you to it.
The Herodor shows up.
You make a poor stalker.
Ain't exactly what I'm built for.
You fought in the battle here, didn't you?
Benedict swore me to secrecy. But suppose it ain't break an oath if you already know. Oh, but first I ought to tell you. You've the right to the truth. And those ain't my words. They're his. That's why he never tried to stop you from finding out about your parents.
You know of their fate?
We drove the enemy up the cliff top. Cornered him there. The same instant we cut their leader down, a babe cried out in the distance. In the hideout, we found you, all swaddled up. A letter pinned to you with that same clasp on your chest.
Live strong, Anna. Stronger than any. I see now.
Your family died at our hands. If it's vengeance you want, you can take it out on me.
That doesn't sound like the Eredor I know. Do you think so little of me? To assume I would forsake my friend, bloody my hands with revenge. I know the truth at last. That is enough.
Is it, Anna? Or are you forcing it to be?
Don't be a fool. Benedict is the one who raised me. If I ever want for a father, I know where to find him. When we've won this war, I shall make sure he understands that.
I should have been me with Benedict. He wouldn't have Laura. Okay. Should have been Roland or even hell, Cordelia.
Our soldiers' morale will plummet if you keep looking so surly. I hear even training couldn't stop your thoughts from wandering elsewhere.
My apologies. My mind is filled with nothing but worry over Princess Cordelia.
All the brooding in the world won't make her recover faster. But tell me, What cause have you to be so concerned for Her Majesty?
She and I are not so different.
What do you mean?
After I was orphaned in the war, Lord Svarog took me in. I clawed my way up the hierarchy and rose to my current position.
Lord Svarog took her in.
There were times when life looked so bleak. I thought I would die. But every time I reached my limits, I pushed right through them. Then this war broke out. And as things happened, I came to meet Her Majesty. Seeing her unwavering strength in the face of losing her family, her kingdom, I couldn't help but be reminded of who I once was.
And you're the one who took her brother.
I refuse to stand idly by as a mere decoration. So if it meant earning your trust, I was willing to show you that I wish to protect Glenbrook by any means necessary.
You took a gamble.
I had to. For it is not status or reward that moves you.
So you bet on my honor, and refusal would sully my name forever. However, safeguarding the kingdom comes first. Fighting at your side will have to wait.
General of Laura!
A word of advice, Your Majesty. Both Hyzant and the Archduke are veterans of war. The fight will not be an easy one, and may rage on for many years.
Even so, I will not falter. I must do this. For my father and brothers.
An admirable resolve. One which I will see fulfilled. I shall be your sword and shield, my queen.
Thank you, General of Laura.
Interesting how they comment on Cordelia recovering, but she's in our team.
I am not made to rule, but Princess Cordelia is. Staring my death in the face. The only thought I had was that I must return to her side, that I had to survive. For her sake. That single-minded determination is the only reason I made it here.
Be that as it may, you tried to destroy Glenbrook. I can never forgive you for that. I don't care if Lord Serenoa pardoned you. You killed my friends, my companions.
We were at war, and you were the enemy. It is simply the way of things.
Is that what you tell yourself?
Then what would you have me do?
You're the Frosty General. What are you doing here? No! Don't kill me!
Ugh.
See? The people are the same. They feel nothing but hate and terror when they look at you.
I do not expect forgiveness for what I've done. But I would do what I can to atone.
If you're serious about helping Princess Cordelia change things for the better, then don't look to me for answers. Look to that child. To the people.
Ask the people, you say?
Wait, there's still 19. There's another one with her. Interesting. Avoid finding the answer to make October crimes against Glenbrook. Wow.
This place is in shambles. It will not be easy passing through here each time.
Neither is it easy for me to look upon the face of the woman who killed my friends.
Come on! We've got treasure to hunt! Ow! Someone help me!
what's all this?
Look!
Damn! It's no good! I can't lift it!
We have to hurry, or she'll be crushed!
Out of the way! I'll handle this. Are you alright?
Thanks for saving me. Wait,
You're the one who killed Prince Franny.
What? You serve House Wolfort now?
You make me sick! You ruined our lives! You took everything from us!
Get out of my sight before I make you regret the day you were born!
Yeah, we don't want you here!
I know I was the enemy of Glenbrook. I know no words will undo the horrors I've done here. And so, all I can offer is my actions.
Avlora.
I don't want to hear it! I don't care how sorry you are, or how much you grovel! It won't bring back the people you killed! No! Stay back!
leave her alone! I'm sorry I ran away before, but, here, for saving me.
It's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We aren't like you. We don't want blood for blood.
Nor do I. Not anymore. And so I would spend my life atoning and fighting to build a peaceful future for children like her.
You want them to have a future? You can start by helping to end this bloody war.
That's what I'm doing.
It would seem that people have spoken. Nothing you do will erase the horrors you've committed in the past. But seeing you today, I do believe you mean better for the future.
I do. This I swear on the name of Princess Cordelia and the royal family of Glenbrook. I vow that I shall protect this kingdom's people with my life.
Nice. All right. Milo, Lionel.
That you would return to us hale and whole. 'Tis a much-needed fortune in these trying times.
With luck, soon my return will not be the only cause for celebration. I am glad to see you unharmed, Huette. I would choose none but you to stand by Prince Roland's side in my absence.
Thank you. However, I am afraid I have far to go before I can measure up to your legend. A legend that seems to have begun a new chapter, now that you have doffed that mask of yours. Forgive me for prying, but I must ask, why did you wear it for so long?
Truth be told, I have not thought upon those reasons for some time. When I served Glenbrook as its Master of Swords, I did not wear it.
You were Master of Swords? The Dawn Spear?
Indeed. My star was rising, and I was tasked with investigating a group of nobles who were dealing in stolen works of art. A simple assignment, or so I thought. I was yet young and unaware of the pettiness of those who consider themselves to be our betters. I apprehended several of the criminals, but one escaped. That was my grave mistake. In shadows, they harbored their grudges until they exacted their revenge. But the life they took was not mine. It was my love's, the woman to whom I had promised my future.
What? I never knew.
Oh.
The villain was eventually brought to justice, but no sentence could bring back what had been stolen from me. Had I only been more thorough, and not been so naive, then she would still be.
Sir Maxwell, there is no way you could have known. The blame falls not on you.
Nay, my inexperience sowed the seeds, and I will reap their bitter fruit until the day I die. I swore I would never again allow someone I loved to come to harm. To ensure that, I had to discard who I was. I gave up my title as Master of Swords, hid my true face behind a mask. I spoke only with my spear.
If you mask yourself to cover up your ears, it can help to hide your identity, so they can't target people you're close to.
You were reborn as Glenbrook's fiercest warrior, the Dawn Sphere. Your feat surpassed the imagination of even the most silver-tongued of bards. Forgive me. I still tend to get lost in the stories, even though you are standing here before me.
No, I should thank you. There are few who would understand my struggles, but I believe you are one. House Wolfort has seen its share of misfortunes. That you all still walk with your heads held high is an inspiration to all. I was brought back from the brink of death to fight by your side, to face the dangers ahead undaunted and unhidden. I may owe fate for my return, but I shall fight tooth and nail before it takes aught from me again. At least such are the things I tell myself in my quiet moments. I only pray the words can give me strength when it matters most.
They will. No doubt you are stronger now than you have ever been.
Thank you. I no longer need to hide in fear. I will not look away.
Yeah, there's a second Max one too. During training the Hewitt, we still haven't seen a Maxwell and Roland, which sucks. Maybe it happened at the ending.
I see you have not neglected your training, Hewitt. I must take a moment to catch my breath.
You are winded. Good. I often worry that my skill is lacking. I wonder what Roland would think to see us practicing together. He expects much from me. I only hope not to disappoint him.
He has become a fine warrior in his own right, has he not?
Indeed he has. He would have been a worthy successor to King Regna, if only his birth would have allowed it.
Doubtless the king would have considered Roland too pure of heart to wear the crown.
And is that not a kingly virtue? Or do all rulers require some measure of ruthlessness to keep their people in order?
You are closer to the truth than you know. Prince Franny had evidence that his father was turning a blind eye to the illicit dealings of his subjects.
What? What dealings?
House Tellior was peddling watered-down wine and fattening their coffers with a profit. King Regna found out about their scheme, but the timing was unfortunate. It had been an arduous year. The king was loath to risk the loss of taxes, so he let it pass.
Oh.
I see. And Prince Franny knew of this?
Yes, and he was goaded into coercing his own father by Minister Patriat. Perhaps what Prince Franny feared the most was that the king would pass him over and cede the throne to Roland. So he threatened to inform House Falks of King Regna's indiscretion if the king did not guarantee his succession.
Interesting.
That's... I never knew.
Over time, Prince Franny came to realize how he had been manipulated by Minister Patriat. He hated himself for the actions he could not take back, and he envied Roland for his blissful ignorance to it all.
Do you think Franny believed Roland to be a better fit for the throne than himself?
In his heart of hearts, I do. I have no doubt King Regna did too, when the weight of the schemes and intrigue that plagued his nation weighed most heavily on his shoulders. Perhaps Regna hoped that Roland could succeed where he had failed, and navigate through the deception without compromising his ideals.
So that is how it was.
Well, that didn't happen, unfortunately.
I see now why Roland looked up to you like a father.
The rot that spread through Glenbrook was not unique. Wheresoever men fight for power and influence, it spreads. But we need not submit to it. If ever there were a group of people that could set this kingdom to rights, it is here. We can rebuild Glenbrook to be more glorious and true than it has ever been.
I agree, Sir Maxwell.
When the war is over, it will not be strength of arms that will carry us through to the future, but the strength of our words and convictions. My brush with death has allowed me to see this clearly. A path forged by spears and swords will only end in a river of blood. I only pray that peace comes before we are consumed by it. And when it does, may we have the courage to set down our weapons and begin our true fight. To see that we never need pick them up again. Will you stand by my side when the time comes? Shall we build this new world together?
Yes, we shall.
Okay. There's so many left. 17.